So Barriers is a lesbian love story between one hearing person and one deaf person. And the barriers not only of, the language barrier, but society. We look at like the collapse of society and what the future could look like for disabled people in the UK and beyond. So it's a really interesting story. I think it hopefully will inspire some people to learn BSL. And I mean, for me specifically, I was learning BSL before I lost my hearing. And so I sit in this intersection where I'm sort of half in hearing world, half in deaf world. So it's been really interesting to like play a hearing person and explore what it feels like to learn BSL from that perspective. Hopefully when people come and watch it, will make them go, oh, I wish I could sign, I wish I could sign fluently or wish I could sign at all. Because with the captioning, spoken English is so different structurally. You can't quite write the full expression of BSL in spoken English. So it will be interesting for me, for people who don't know BSL at all, to be like, oh, I'm reading the caption, I'm watching the action, and I feel a slight disconnect where I wish I could understand fully what the actor's trying to say. Because sometimes a sign can't be expressed in spoken English. A sign is a sign, it's its own thing. So yeah, I hope that it inspires people to say, oh, I wish I could watch that again and just focus on the BSL and understand it.
How important is it for you, being down non-binary, to see representation awfully on stage?
Yeah, so important. I mean, it's so hard. Like, we're constantly in discussion about who should play what role, who has permission to play what role. And I think the more that we allow people to step up and represent themselves, the better the work will be. And there was a real trend, sort of started about 2 years ago, of employing deaf actors. Rose has done amazing work. She's an incredible activist. And since she's been more employed, it has allowed space for more deaf people to be employed. But we are seeing that trail out. We're seeing this trend of employing disabled and deaf people trailing out. And it's important that it doesn't stop. It's not a trend, it's people's life, it's people's identity, and it has to continue. It can't be deaf people this year, a different type of disabled people next year, non-binary people this year. Like, we're constant. We've been historically constant, and we will continue. We must be represented. Like, we exist, we're exciting, we have stories to tell. So this play specifically, with the intersection of gender, sexuality and disability, yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing to come to work as myself and tell the story I want to tell.
And the story itself as well, have you drawn anything from it, kind of the miscommunication that you have had in your life? Is there that kind of resonance that you see part of yourself, as you say, in that play?
For sure, yeah. I guess there's really curious questions about who carries in a lesbian relationship, and what people expect. I think I've looked really femme, and when I was more feminine, people assumed that I would be the partner that would carry. And nowadays people assume that less. People assume that my partner would carry, for example. So that's been quite curious. And also just being a deaf person, I don't have a deaf accent, and playing a hearing character, a lot of the time people will enter the room and just assume that I'm hearing. So that's been quite interesting as well, to be like, ah, I'm not perceived as deaf, and how does that affect my sense of identity and my strength in my deaf identity, which I'm always fighting to keep, and fighting to say, deafness is a spectrum, and I've been welcomed into this cultural community, and it is mine, and I have a grasp of it. So yeah, it's been really interesting.
I think Manchester audiences are absolutely going to love this, and especially the fact that it's on at Home, because Home really do champion, productions, as I say, that make you think, that celebrate diversity. Have you ever played at Home before, and how are you feeling about being on that stage?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've never played there. I've got friends who've worked there. Big, beautiful queer community in Manchester that I'm excited to come and spend time with. My friend Johnny's company, Thick Skin, do a lot of work at Home. So yeah, I'm really excited to come to Manchester. I love the community, love the queer community there, and just got so many glorious gay friends to go and have nice coffee with once we're in town. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
You are going to love it, absolutely. And what are you hoping that the audiences take away from it? Either, the deaf community or the hearing community. What do you want them to leave that theatre with?
I really hope people leave the theatre and think, yeah, now is the time to learn sign language. It's never too late, whether you're, 17 or 70. Now is the time. There's so many resources available to you. And also I think we take for granted, whilst in our like safe queer bubble, that there's loads of people of different ages who have never seen queer theatre, specifically lesbian um, relationship on stage or screen. You just don't see it. Like there's no lesbians on telly, and if we are, often it's an older lesbian and a younger lesbian played by two straight women. Like it's just so rare to see authentic representation. So I'm hoping that it empowers a young person who maybe comes with their family to say, yeah, like that's how I love, and the family goes, oh, I understand your experience more. So it feels so special to be out and to be safe in 2025 for now, and represent how I love on stage.